The thing is, absolute pure jealousy. The WNBA players voted Caitlin Clark the 9th best guard. Someday, they will realize what she has done for all the players in the league. Charter planes, increase in salary, sold out crowd, improved TV ratings, and LeBron James likes to post. LeBron James likes.
Let's be real. The thing plaguing the WNBA right now isn't competition. It's jealousy. Pure, uncut jealousy. And it all came to a boiling point the moment the league's players voted Caitlin Clark as the 9th best guard in the WNBA. 9th, not 2nd, not 3rd, 9th. And finally, the king himself, LeBron James, stepped in to say what we've all been thinking. This isn't just about basketball, it's about denial, resentment, and a league that refuses to recognize its own savior. LeBron doesn't usually wade into WNBA debates.
Likes to post, and this year, I don't dislike LeBron. I'm not necessarily crazy about him. I do admire him for sticking to his principles regardless of hate. I don't think he cares. I don't think he cares, to be honest. Like, let's be completely real. I don't think he cares about what WNBA Twitter is.
But this time, he couldn't stay silent. The facts were too blatant. The hypocrisy too loud. Caitlin Clark, the same rookie who's broken every viewership record, sold out every arena she walks into, and single-handedly changed how people talk about women's basketball, gets voted 9th by her own peers. LeBron saw the setup. He saw the jealousy. And he said what needed to be said. Clark is the reason for every single positive change this league is enjoying right now. From charter flights to better salaries to massive sponsorship deals and booming ratings, she's the spark. And yet, instead of giving her flowers, the WNBA players gave her 9th place. And LeBron didn't just say something, he made it known with precision. He liked a post by Dick Vitale, the legendary commentator that outright accused WNBA players of pure jealousy for ranking Caitlin so low. That one sent the internet into meltdown. Why? Because everyone knows LeBron doesn't click for clicks, he sends messages. And this one was loud and clear. You don't treat the reason for your success like that. Let's get something straight.
I has been told y'all not to get it effed up. She's the reason for everything that's going on positive in the WNBA. And literally, all of the negative is literally the people that's hating and being jealous of her.
Clark leads all rookies and most veterans in assists, and she's tied Candace Parker for 3rd most triple-doubles in league history, with only 41 games played. She's the first rookie ever to get a triple-double. Then she did it again. She's averaging over 18 points, nearly 9 assists, and 5 rebounds per game. That's not a good rookie. That's an all-time great stat line. Still, she's somehow the 9th best guard according to the players. But actions speak louder than votes. If Clark is supposedly 9th best, why is every single team defending her like she's Steph Curry in his MVP years? Double teams, triple teams, face guarding from tip-off, full court pressure. Come on. Golden State Valkyries head coach Natalie Nakasi straight up admitted that their entire defensive game plan was about stopping Clark. Multiple defenders, heavy pressure, denying rhythm. That's not defense for a 9th best guard. That's panic-level strategy. That's if we don't stop her, we lose energy. So what gives? The truth is, the players know what she is. They know she's a game changer, but admitting that out loud?
Have people come in and talk about, the Commissioner's Cup don't mean anything? What? So you saying winning the trophy and $500,000 for the WNBA players, $500,000 is nothing? But y'all was the same one saying that they're unrivaled.
That would mean giving credit to the one person they're secretly competing with off the court, for attention, for influence, for narrative control, and they can't stomach that. That's why the voting doesn't match the tape. That's why their words don't match their actions. Because deep down, they know. LeBron's frustration makes perfect sense when you realize what's at stake here. This isn't just about Caitlin Clark's respect, it's about the league's integrity. If the players want to elevate the WNBA, they have to stop sabotaging the movement from within. Charles Barkley said it best. These ladies couldn't have messed this Caitlin Clark thing up worse if they tried. LeBron echoed those sentiments.
Of their fellow players, and of course specifically Caitlin Clark. So if we look at this chart right here, you can see that there are 3 categories: the fan rank, the media rank, and then the player rank. And if you look at Caitlin Clark, she was the number 1 in fan rank, and we also saw that with
on his Mind the Game podcast, he talked about how Clark reminds him of himself, coming into the league with massive expectations, facing doubters at every turn, and dealing with a target on your back, not because you're bad, but because you're great. And more importantly, because you're different. LeBron has always recognized the pressure that comes with being the face of a movement. That's why he connected with Clark early, before it was trendy, before it was safe. When she was still in college lighting up March Madness, LeBron was watching. When she dropped 7 3-pointers and 32 points against the Liberty after injury, LeBron posted, "The CC effect. Welcome back. You were missed." He saw what others refused to. And now, with the league enjoying all the perks of the Clark era, but none of the humility to acknowledge her, LeBron is calling it out. What's wild is the numbers don't just support Caitlin Clark, they worship her. WNBA games featuring her average over 1 million viewers. Games without her, around 414,000, that's a 150% difference. When she missed time due to injury, ratings plummeted by 55%.
For 1.29, I believe, million votes just for her to be a WNBA All-Star. And then the media ranked her as the 3rd best guard, and the players ranked her as the 9th best guard. Now, if we look at this chart for both the guards and the front court, there are not that many.
The league's last massive boom in viewership, over 2 decades ago. Caitlin Clark didn't just help, it's her show now. Her presence is the reason this renaissance is happening. She's not riding a wave, she is the wave. Look, you can't have it both ways. You can't defend her like she's the MVP while voting her 9th. You can't enjoy charter flights and rising salaries while denying the woman who made those things possible. Let's dive even deeper, because the contradictions surrounding Caitlin Clark's treatment don't stop at the court. They stretch into the media, the culture, and the very identity crisis facing the WNBA. The league is finally enjoying a golden era of visibility, popularity, and revenue. But instead of embracing the woman who made it all possible, they're trying to downplay her impact. Why? Because she doesn't fit their narrative. And the truth is, Clark isn't just changing the game, she's exposing it. Let's talk about what LeBron James understands better than anyone. When he entered the NBA, he wasn't just a player, he was a movement. The expectations on his shoulders weren't fair, but they were real. Veterans didn't always welcome him with open arms. Coaches didn't automatically cater to him, and analysts waited for him to fail.
That Caitlin Clark was ranked the 9th best point guard by WNBA players and WNBA media. Now, the fans had her number one. Paige Beckers was even higher than Caitlin Clark, which is crazy to me, but whatever the case may be.
Sound familiar? That's exactly what Clark is going through. But the difference, LeBron eventually got his respect. Clark, she's still fighting for it from the very people benefiting from her greatness. You saw it when she broke records and the league stayed silent. You saw it when she revolutionized attendance and other players called it a fluke. You saw it when she broke assist records as a rookie and was ranked 9th. But nothing shows the hypocrisy better than how teams defend her. Because no matter what the players say in voting booths, their defensive game plans scream the truth. You don't face guard a 9th best player. You don't blitz her 89 times in 40 games. You don't put your best defender on someone you don't fear. The game tape is the real ranking system, and Clark is sitting at the top. Let's not forget, when Clark dropped 32 on the defending champion New York Liberty, it wasn't just a statement, it was a warning. That even with all the shade, all the double teams and all the politics, her game still speaks louder. And LeBron? He wasted no time posting the now iconic CC effect message. He knows this moment.
That's crazy. And there's other people on the list that had 500 and 700 games.
Diane Taurasi, 40 better salute.
It's crazy, bro. It's nothing you can say to me, bro.
Nothing.
If she plays 100 games, bro, nobody ever gonna beat that record, bro.
Bro, she's
Chamberlain numbers, bro.
she the best.
She's the best ever, bro. I don't
He's lived it. And now he's protecting someone else from being buried under jealousy like he once was. But the story gets even darker when you zoom out and look at the social backlash. LeBron, a black man married to a black woman, was accused of being anti-black simply because he publicly supported Caitlin Clark. That's how toxic this narrative has become. Support for greatness is now considered betrayal. Praise is seen as division. And all because one woman is dominating in a way the league didn't prepare for. But Clark isn't new. The numbers have always been there. The skills have always been elite. The problem is, she arrived with something even more dangerous than a jump shot. Momentum. Cultural momentum. Viewership momentum. Momentum that makes sponsors, executives, and fans turn their heads and say, she's the future. And for some, that's uncomfortable. Especially when the future looks different than what they expected. The result? Players who should be embracing her are actively plotting her downfall. From dismissive post-game comments to low player rankings, the league has made it clear. It would rather slow its own growth than let Clark lead it.
Caitlin Clark, number 9, as far as the guards go for the WNBA. Not number 2 behind, I don't know who would possibly be ahead of her. Not number 3.
That's why LeBron's voice matters, because he's been there. He knows how small-minded jealousy can sink entire franchises. He knows what it's like to carry a brand on your back, while the people next to you try to act like you're not doing anything special. And he knows that silence in moments like this is complicity. That's why he's speaking out. He's not just defending Clark, he's defending the future of women's basketball. Clark's impact is so seismic, it's changing everything. Nike gave her a massive deal and a signature shoe before her first WNBA game. ESPN restructured entire broadcast schedules around her. The league's social metrics exploded the moment she got drafted. Still, the players pretend it's business as usual. That she's just another rookie, that her rise is coincidental. Meanwhile, the fans aren't fooled. Her jersey sells out in minutes. Her games are standing room only. Kids show up in her high school jerseys. That's not hype, that's history. And yet, her own peers treat her like an intruder. The 9th best guard doesn't get this kind of attention. The 9th best guard doesn't draw 3 defenders every time down the floor. The 9th best guard doesn't triple team viewership numbers. You know who does? A generational talent, a phenomenon. Someone you should be proud to play beside, not petty about. But the real problem is this. These players don't just disagree with her ranking. They're afraid of what she represents.
Not 1, not 2, not 3. They put her all the way at number 9 behind Paige, behind her teammate Kelsey Mitchell, behind Natasha Cloud, behind Brittany Sykes. This is absolutely a...
Because if Clark can come in and change the league in 41 games, what does that say about those who've been here 10 years without moving the needle? That's the real fear. That she's not just good, she's transformative. And that transformation exposes the stagnation that came before.
Wasted energy face guarding, blitzing, and double teaming the 9th best guard in the league. Fortunately, I am not surprised that the players ranked her so low. However, I do take it as a sign of disrespect to Caitlin Clark. I know that she hasn't had her greatest season.